community were devastated by the length of his sentence.
Just 22 years old, 22 years to go. An awfully long time to serve. For burning a car, I don't care who you are. 22 years nobody deserves. You can philosophize the way you think things should be. Turn your head, hope it disappears. Somewhere tonight there's a young man named Free in a cell serving 22 years. 22 years.
Jeff's crime ranks in the same sentencing category as attempted murder, manslaughter 1, rape 1, and kidnapping.
I'm accused of basically trying to kill someone, of putting someone's life at severe risk. I know that I haven't done that.
There, sir. I left here about 10 minutes to the hour. I walked around the front of the building, and then I checked. I have 2 lots over on Orchard Boulevard, and I came back to this way. I noticed the plane, and I ran immediately and called 911. And I did not see anybody.
To highlight the severity of Jeff's sentence, let's look at a far more extreme arson case. In 1998, Forest Service employee Tamara Meredith was convicted of 35 counts of arson for intentionally setting forest fires to get overtime pay. Despite risking the lives of some 600 responding firefighters, she was sentenced to only 3 years.
While I was awaiting trial, I became friends with a person who had a manslaughter charge for driving under the influence. He killed a passenger in another vehicle and also had 2 assault 1 and assault 2 charges for the passengers his vehicle, because as a result of the accident they had broken legs and broken arms. He got 10 years with a minimum of 75 months. He has a dead body attached to his crime. I got 22 years with no injuries. There's a reason why I got 22 years with no injuries. There's a reason why I got 22 years with only $40,000 worth of damage.
Although Jeff has repeatedly asserted that his action was autonomous from any group, law enforcement and the media have consistently referred to Jeff as a member of the Earth Liberation Front. He has been assigned to security threat group status in prison, a classification usually reserved for gang members and white supremacists.
Because of a strong mainstay of friends that I had when I fell that have continued to stick by my side and just be true friends, they have been able to branch out support across the world to the point now where I have just tremendous amounts of international support.
Due to his classification as a member of a security threat group, Jeff receives more attention than the average prisoner. His mail is regularly censored or is rejected altogether. He was put into administrative segregation, or the hole, for an article he had written. Jeff subsequently sued, and the disciplinary action was stricken from his record. Campaigns launched by his supporters have helped rein in prison authorities to force them to go by the book in their treatment of Jeff.
I have just tremendous amounts of international support that not only really helps my morale, it shows the state and the authorities that dissent cannot be quieted, and the more that you punish us, the more that we will resist.
To mark the anniversary of Jeff's sentencing and create awareness of his case, his support network held an International Day of Solidarity with Jeff on June 12, 2004. The FBI launched a smear campaign to quell support for June 12 events. They sent notices to law enforcement agencies in cities where events were planned and sent out a press release to media outlets to create hysteria and dissuade potential supporters from attending. These events were educational and peaceful. The press release was presented as fact by most major newspapers without contacting event organizers for balance. Speakers and supporters were approached by the FBI and questioned about their involvement. In Eugene, hundreds of people gathered to hear presentations by former political prisoners, close supporters, and Jeff's parents.
This gathering is under attack. And of course there's a level of intimidation that's intended to this. So I'm very grateful that you're here despite that. And I'm speaking as someone who was on the 10 most wanted list for almost 10 years. And I know what it's like to be sought after by the state. It has a purpose. It's to discourage our coming together behind ideas that are not popular. This country has a very long history of discouraging people from opposing its heinous work.
Because the reason that we came down here tonight, we're honored that we're invited by Break to Chains to come down here, is for healing. Because there are a lot of wounds that are open. We feel it as people of the earth. We see the way that our earth, our mother, is being destroyed. And it's something that is a crime against humanity.
On a move. I'm Kevin. I'm with the International Concerned Family and Friends of Mumia Abu Jamal. And I'm with the Friends of the Move organization. I came from Philadelphia for the event today. You know, if it had been something other than a political statement against this system, would he be in for 23 years?
All right, on the move.
On a move.
And free Jeff Free Luers. Legal and right are two different things, because you can be legal and be wrong, but you can't be right and be wrong. You know, slavery was legal. The Holocaust was legal. The racist apartheid regime of South Africa is legal. You know, but none of these things are right. Resisting those things were illegal, criminal, but it wasn't wrong. It was not wrong to resist those things. I mean, they are never going to convince me that Free or any other freedom fighter is a criminal, is wrong, is a terrorist because they set some damn cars on fire. The same government that dropped a bomb on me and my family and set our babies on fire is going to convince me that Free is a criminal and put him in jail while they continue to collect paychecks, the people that bomb my family. I mean, it's insane. They don't have enough bombs to stop us from doing what we need to do. They don't have enough guns, enough cops, enough jails, enough prison guards, enough courtrooms and judges to stop us from doing what we need to do. We can be hurt. We're alive. We got feelings. We can be hurt, but we won't be stopped.
Good evening. Thank you very much for being here. Today is intended to be a day for public education and awareness about Jeff and his case. The FBI, in its bulletin to law enforcement agencies, has chosen to make it sound like an ELF call to action. That's wrong. But it got Jeff and his case some good publicity in places such as Morgantown, West Virginia, and Palm Beach, Florida, that may not have developed otherwise. My wife, Judy, and I want to thank all of the organizers of and attendees at this event and similar events around the world designed to bring attention to the injustice done to our son, Jeffrey Free Luers. Thank you.
Fine. I've been called an eco-terrorist. I've been called domestic terrorist. Probably been called some other things that aren't as nice. They've also stated that I'm the ringleader of a terrorist organization in the Northwest. I can't disprove their theories. I can say that it's not true, but it becomes a question of, do you want to believe them or do you want to believe me?
We don't necessarily agree with all of Jeff's philosophies and ideologies.